Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Chongqing Major Qualifiers for the European region. Hippomaniacs vs Team Secret is the first matchup for the day here on BTS4. My name is Dragondrop. I'm joined by lizZard and, well, I'm excited. I mean, of course, on one side you have Hippomaniacs. That's a team that I've casted quite a few times here recently. They've, I don't know, you could call them an up-and-coming team. Certainly the massive underdogs still in this series. Up against Team Secret, who've, I mean, it's the first match though on 720, I believe. Yeah, the last matches, the last major appearance was in the grand finals up against Virtus Pro, and after beating them in the upper bracket finals of that 2-1, they lost 3-2. So that's quite a story behind that. But a new major, a new chance for them to grab more points and maybe even a title once again. So lizZard, what are your thoughts so far on these teams, on these bands and picks?
10 seconds remaining. Honestly, Hippomaniacs all the way, man. Like, they got this. Let's go, Czech boys. I think they're all Czech.
Yeah, they're all from Czech Republic. I mean, as long as Team Secret don't ban the Tinker or the Arc one from Supreme, I think they might actually have some issues later down the line.
What did you say? Arc Warden and what else?
I think Arc Warden and Tinker, that's kind of Supreme's main heroes.
Oh, what do you think about this PA first pick, though? Maybe some combination with the StarLadder. Oh my god, this hero is so strong right now. It's ridiculous. I mean, honestly, some of these changes to these heroes, some of these changes that, like, I didn't even understand them at the start. Like, I picked PA instantly after the patch because it looked insane. That basically built-in smoke just looked insane to me, and I wanted to test it, but I couldn't really utilize it properly. And then later on, I saw how people use it to dodge fights, to get out of danger. Basically, you use it as your invulnerability spell for a second or two. And
yeah.
that's why it can be really amazing. However, they do pick these two tanky boys versus her. They pick the Undying and the Axe, and she might be in problems versus these because... yeah, they don't mess around. Like, Axe has been changed a little bit, Undying as well. But for better or worse, I think they're still in fine shape, and these heroes should deal fairly well with the PA. And however, they went for PA Magnus. All right, yeah.
That's a combo I've seen a couple of times in this patch so far, and it's, yeah, as I said, a PA on her own, pretty damn powerful. Add a Magnus on top of that. It's a bit of an old school combo, but of course you see. Like, there's no escaping that at times. Certainly later down the line when PA has a Desolator and whatnot, free cleave. And if Magnus gets a chance to catch maybe 2 or 3 heroes inside an RP, they just all get cleaved down in the blink of an eye, really.
The thing isn't even about the big RP. It never truly is with Magnus.
Yeah.
The main thing about this Magnus is the fact that he's going to be empowering PA. And PA is going to be farming a lot faster than she usually would. And like that's basically the main reason why Magnus is picked with her. Later on, yes, you can have a huge RP in which she's going to blink in and cleave the whole team and kill them. But it isn't really what you're hoping for. It isn't really your I mean, you're hoping for it, but you aren't necessarily expecting it. You're like, all right, if it happens, it happens. But what we know for sure is that we're going to be able to empower this PA at all times, and that she's going to have a massive, and that's going to have a massive impact on her farming capabilities. So because of that, the PA is definitely amplified by the Magnus. Yeah. And that's what matters the most. The Hippomaniacs ban out the Lich. Interesting. I guess there are some combos with PA you can... I mean, overall, Lich is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. That hero right now is really strong. I guess with PA, if you put the armor on her, she can blink on you, slow you down, and etc. Like, she can be really strong. But overall, I don't think it's like a massive hero with PA. I think a massive hero with PA is Dazzle, but they banned it themselves. Basically, Dazzle, if you play him as core, maybe offlane or mid, with bad Juju and PA, is just so good. PA also benefits from the Grave a lot, but that minus armor from bad Juju right now just works so well. I like the Skyrat ban, though, as well, as it's a hero that deals fairly well with PA, as she's pretty squishy, right? And the Skyrat plus Axe lane is also ridiculous.
Absolutely. And do you think that they need to find some sort of solution for the Axe later down the line? Because Axe pretty damn powerful once it gets towards the blink, and most importantly, the blade mail kind of build. So, because at that point, the moment you jump on the Phantom Assassin, you can turn her own damage against her. And as you said, she's kind of squishy, so any sort of bit of extra damage coming in afterwards, it almost won't really matter how farmed you are if you don't have this support, if you don't have a way to counterplay the axe.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. So the PA versus axe, it's kind of, if you have a really good time as PA, and if you dominate that axe on the lane, you can definitely deal with him throughout the whole game. But if he gets that insane timing on his Vanguard, on his Blink, and if he continues farming well to get that Blade Mail, then you can be in a lot of problems. I like the Witch Doctor pick, as it's pretty decent versus Axe. Once he goes into creeps, I think you can even go for the Maledict build. You put the Maledict on him and you just hit him. He wants to be near the creeps. He wants to be tanking. He wants to be spinning, but Witch Doctor kind of counteracts that. So overall, I think that Witch Doctor might be a good pickup. However, what Team Secret certainly has to do is they have to block the camps in their own jungle. You can't let this Axe, if he has, let's say they decide they don't play an Axe plus Wyvern versus PA, which there's absolutely no reason they shouldn't, honestly. They can basically go and dominate that lane as too. But let's say they get outplayed. The only play that Axe has got is he has to go and pull the creep waves and then pull them into the jungle, into the medium camp to farm both camps and the creep wave, right? So you have to deny them that opportunity. If you allow him to do that, he's gonna have like 5-minute Vanguard. A few minutes later, he's gonna have a dagger, and you're just gonna be destroyed as PA. So overall, as you said, like they need to find a way to deal with this Axe right now, and I think it's their major problem. And at the same time, for Hippomaniacs, if Axe has a good time, he can just carry them throughout the game. I like the Wyvern pick that I didn't talk about a lot as well, by the way, as the hero is really strong with the Axe on the lane. I believe, yeah, it's not that I believe. I remember exactly when the lanes were changed and when people started playing 2-1-2, Winter Wyvern became very popular, and he was played either with Doom or with Axe. And both of these heroes work really well with him.
I think I might need to restart the Discord call. You're kind of chopping off somehow a little bit. Or I can switch to your Discord server. If that maybe solves it.
Are you in my lizard channel?
Yeah, I can join there.
Yo, join there, and there's like at the end there's like this channel.
Yeah, I see it.
Then.
10 seconds remaining.
All right.
Is this any better? Maybe.
Talk a little bit more.
I'm still choppy.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It could be on my side, but I wouldn't know how. It's a little bit odd.
Yeah, you're a little bit choppy to me as well.
Okay.
Just a bit. Oh, whatever. Wyvern is really strong.
Itself, I guess.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It'll solve itself out. Wyvern is really strong versus the Magnus as well, as he can always use ulti after the RP. Necro pickup from Hippomaniacs is decent. They don't have anything that goes through Ghost Shroud. However, Monkey King at the same time, on the other hand, might be a way of dealing with this Axe as well, and then you can perhaps put that PA on mid and Magnus offlane or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, they're certainly getting a lot of solutions for this physical damage output, but with the Monkey King as well, that's a second empower target, so it's might just be coming to a point where like one small little skirmish gets out of hand because it's just a little bit too much damage. Just one more attack coming in, and one random boundless strike that does a crazy amount of damage because it's not just fueled up by the Jingo Mastery, but also by the Empower and all these kind of things that you could put in the realms of outplaying your opponent, essentially. These kind of heroes with this high mobility as well. Haven't talked too much about that, but you've got Magnus Skewer is going to build a Blink Dagger, Phantom Assassin jumping around, slowing people. Now the Monkey King too.
Monkey might be a support, by the way, as well. It could just be Yaps or position 4 Monkey. He's played it, he's good with it. Like, there was like few months back, Monkey was played. I mean, not few months back, actually. The last guy I remember playing it as 4 was Lil, and he'd played versus Axe on the lane as 4 and just bully the Axe away. You know, as a position 4, you don't have to commit him to a core. However, versus Axe, Wyvern maybe does not really work that well. But overall, Monkey isn't the last pick. Hippomaniacs, they do expect Monkey to be a core, so they banned out Phoenix, which would bring them another dimension when it comes to team fighting. However, I couldn't say for sure if this Monkey is a support or core, because picking something like a Pugna right now would be amazing for Team Secret. Deals with the call, deals with the Winter Wyvern's ulti, deals with Necro. Like, it would be like a perfect pick for them. Also gives them some push. So position 4 Monkey plus Pugna on mid, that would be my call. I would love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Hippomaniacs, they have the last pick on it. Is a specific hero that would kind of benefit from having the Pugna on the team? There's some sort of next level draft mind game. Maybe something like a Zeus just to nuke them down before they can really do anything about you. It's not really in a meta right now, but let's actually talk about this this Tinker, because again, that's one of Supreme's go-to heroes, not been banned out, and would kind of give you the same kind of opportunity, albeit a little bit more greedy.
I think they need some push, right? They need some push. Hippomaniacs, their last pick is basically should be their only physical damage output, because they have none right now. You have the Axe, I suppose, but that's not good enough. Necro does not push, Undying and Wyvern are horrible at doing that. So I honestly think finalizing this draft with something like a Tinker would not work. You talked about Arc. Arc is pretty decent, Arc Warden, but PA can deal with him fairly well if she gets on top of him. So that's a problem. All right. Shadow Demon. Interesting way to finalize the draft. I suppose I did see Zai play it on offlane, but I suppose this is gonna be like some position 4 Yapsor Shadow Demon. Yeah,
I can still work out well, especially in this kind of game. Like you talked about the Pugna being able to save people left, right, and center. I mean, Shadow Demon can certainly do that. And if you're confident enough that you can get the ball rolling, that you can get that momentum building up and to a point where you don't really fall behind, you can make really good use of that hero, because you can't really play from behind. You can throw a disruption, but you don't really do much more than that. So if Hippomaniacs are the ones that dictate the pace of the game, with the Axe continuing to gank, etc., it might not be the best. But if it's even, if you're the one calling the shots, then you can constantly set up and you can counter initiate and what have you. As they do go for the Tinker, despite everything that you said there. So they're still trusting that they can get that off the ground. But I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if my microphone is like working or not, because I don't see the server issue. I don't have internet problems either. Maybe it's Discord issue, but I can't get it. Let me restart Discord at least.
I think it's better now, actually.
It is?
Yeah.
All right. Because I truly do not see any problems. Like voice is green. I have no frame drops or anything like that. So it's...
Yeah, I've been looking here. I've been checking my computer, whether it's on my end or something. But no, I don't know. It seems to be good now.
All right. Hopefully it will stay this way. Tinker pick, as you said, like it's a supreme pick. He loves the hero. I don't mind them going for their comfort picks, but I see that flaw in this draft, and that's the fact that they have to completely wipe Team Secret in order to take any objective. And even when they do that, they have to do it in they have to do it twice to take down a tier 3, because they have no damage against those towers, and that's a little bit problematic. Maybe itemize for that. Get some necros or something, guys. Yeah.
Necros, get meme hammers. I still get to see that, actually. Think a meme hammer, just keep refreshing that shit. But yeah, it's...
Yeah, I actually saw that a couple of times, so you never know. It is possible.
Alright, yeah, but I don't know, who knows. I mean, if Tinker gets off the ground quickly, you have like relatively early boots of travel. All of a sudden you have an extra hero that can just join into these battles and burst down heroes like PA before the BKBs can come out. So if you can hit this timing, maybe just...
like if they want to win, they have to hit the timing super early on. Oh, Why don't I have my own camera? What the hell?
I don't know. Did you watch a game beforehand? I think you might have to restart Dota to fix that.
Am I watching your screen?
Possibly. I'm looking at Bactus right now.
Alright. I'm gonna restart then.
Yeah. I think it happens when you've watched something on Dota TV and have direct to camera on or something.
Oh yeah, I did do that. Yeah. I did have that. Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. I should have just remained, man. No, I wouldn't have to click anything. Just look at your screen. Feels bad. Mistakes have been made.
Well, yeah, there's some LAN tournaments that work that way, where you basically have to cast off a off the preview screen or something.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not the biggest problem. The only thing is, like, I can't look around the map on my own and see what's happening. I can't check the items that I want to, but it isn't that much of a problem. Anyway, like, this Tinker, he has to have such a good time, man, and he has to have a perfect timing on all of his items. And even then, Team Secret, I believe they have to make a lot of mistakes to actually be just completely dominated by this Tinker, because that's the only way I see Hippos winning. But maybe they go for some DPS axe or something like that, and it's possible.
Secret going aggressive up top, trying to contest the bounty rune, but not really all that possible up against Undying here with quick on the clicky fingers, as they say. Puppy unable to steal it, as a result a bit of a 2v2 exchange in that regard. Not too much damage being done either way, so how do you see these dual lanes work out with Axe in the bottom?
Axe should usually really be strong on the lane, but he might suffer a lot versus Shadow Demon. He has to be careful. The illusions are strong versus him. Also, Soul Catcher and Shadow Poison stacks work amazingly well versus Axe. So that lane can go either way. I actually see a small edge for Saberlight and Wyvern if they play it correctly. But yeah, it's very hard to outplay someone like Zai and Yapsor. Top lane, however, Monkey King should be in a lot of problems. As long as Undying doesn't give him stacks, I think it's not an easy lane. But there's a Witch Doctor with Voodoo Restoration, so because of that, perhaps it's gonna be even. He's gonna be able to keep the Monkey King alive, especially when those decays hit. He's gonna have very low strength. That means very low HP, and because of that, Puppy's heal is gonna work even better.
Same thing with Tango's, like, it's just very efficient heal. It's also one of these kings about Morphling, that whenever you play Morphling, whenever you see him, that's one of the good reasons why he's going for that the lifesteal. Because you can just shift full agi, you can click 3 times and you full health, and it's the same kind of principle when you're missing strength. It's also the same reason why you try to swap and drop items when you heal up and whatnot.
Yeah, when it comes to mid lane, by the way, I think mid one, actually Nisha shouldn't have too many problems.
He actually got another double decay off, but mid one looking for Curry instead. You're only level 1, so no defensive utility apart from perhaps Fairy Fire, 2 stick charges. Mid one trying to catch him here. One more right click will be needed. Okay, that's one way to do it. Ghost Shroud into the Soul Repeal.
Undying has to be careful now.
Yeah.
Should be fine, but still, yeah.
Puppy's dropping super low himself though. Look at this. 12 stacks of decay.
Yeah, mid lane Nisha is being down a little bit, but it's just back and forth, nothing really too serious. The problem is, though, Nisha has 2 range creeps, so he's most likely going to lose some experience there. Yeah, at least 1 creep of experience, which isn't great. Top lane Senny is being down again.
Well, Tango's to eat his way through trees, but he's still, he bought as much time as he possibly could with Necro.
And bottom lane Axe might fall now too.
Zai's also super low, a couple of stick charges coming in and move. Damage over time. Self coming through from Saberlight, so he's ready to fight again. Zai's just straight up dead. To move alone.
Oh, those illusions are the thing that killed him, actually. Those illusions there are the ones that allowed him to use Splinter Blast, right? And because of that, Zai falls. So not really the perfect execution there from Team Secret, but on top lane, yeah, they do have that perfect execution that we talked about. This Undying, he has to be careful. I don't see this Necro falling, unless...
cut the W off just in time.
It's Necro, you know, you think you've got him, but they really do not have any nukes. And as long as this Necro plays properly, he doesn't have to be amazing on this lane. He just has to play properly, right? Save that Ghost Shroud for when they go on him. He should never die, especially considering there's that Soul Rip as well. But Undying, on the other hand,
What?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was that?
That's 300 HP on.
God.
300 HP on your boy Monkey King.
You think you're fine. Oh yeah, Gajingo Master, you can just bound a strike now and heal back up to full, but nah, it's just some random right click from creep, so a Death Pulse maybe connecting something, putting him over the edge.
Hmm.
So, but let's talk about his mid lane.
Overall,
It's the least kill potentially from compared to the side lanes at least. But
yeah, this is the boring lane. I don't see it. I don't see a lot happening. Perhaps on PA gets some level 6 or something. Maybe she can dive Supreme Stinker, but it's very unlikely that we're gonna see a kill here. These other side lanes, however, are very volatile.
mid one again. Super freaking low. And yeah, the more levels you get on these heroes, like Undying level 3. Put a point in Tombstone here instead of the Soul Rip is bottom. Oh, side jumping super low. Another couple of right clicks here. Gets body blocked by Yabs or... Ouch.
Yeah, so the problem is on this bottom lane for them. It's much easier for Hippomaniacs to execute. Axe and Wyvern lane is very simple. You use your Splinter Blast, you use the Battle Hunger, and then you just Arctic Burn the target. They just have the dots that they need to kill.
Yeah. Oh god, mid one. Soul Rip again. Yeah, again, I would have thought he would have put a second point up into that scale rather than the Tombstone, just to have a little bit more nuking power. Might have even netted them to kill them mid one again. But hey.
Right now, they try to pull Axe under the tier 1 on bottom, but just even with pulling him under the tower, they didn't manage to kill him. It's much harder, but maybe nah. Nothing's gonna happen.
Very low. Not a lot of region left here between the two of them. Magnus has a few. Mid lane, okay.
Puppy was rotating, actually running away from Senny, and because of that, Tinker just rotated in and got himself an easy kill as well. This is great. You're a midder and the kill comes to you. It's awesome.
It's like food delivery, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Undying just brought him a snack. He brought him a little snack. Overall, though, this Tinker is having that good start that we talked about, and I think he has to have one. Nisha does have a bit more CS, but...
Is that what you would have expected, considering that there's a laser to work with? Normally you'd figure that Tinker would be better in these kind of situations.
There is laser to work with, but at the same time there's Stifling Dagger to work with. So every time you laser her, she can just dagger the creep that's, you know, and I'm pretty certain the dagger is not gonna miss, so...
Does do base damage, that's unaffected by your attacks. Looks pretty nicely. Saberlights, very low down bottom actually. 3 stacks of poison on him. Shouldn't be enough to finish him off by themselves.
Yeah, it's only level 1.
Yeah.
It's only level 1 poison, so it won't be enough, definitely. You need quite a few of those on level 1, so... they're just gonna go back, shrine up, move back to the lane. Overall, though, I think as long as they aren't crushed, Secrets should have fair chances of winning.
Well, as long as it gets a few minutes or so in the mid game, it almost doesn't matter how the lanes go, because then you can just send your cores into the jungle and have them cleave down some stacks. The Supreme is very low here. It does have a couple bottle charges coming in, but Nisha hits for hard enough. No, also not ready. Throw the Cold Embrace out.
Yeah, the Wyvern was rotating in mid, and I believe Tinker was waiting for him.
Tombstone's actually down. Puppy, mid one. Starting to right click it here. Stick charges come through to tide him over. Potentially very dangerous. Might still be here if mid one continues to chase. But Zany is out of mana. There's a Mango left. Couple stick charges that could still turn us around. Perhaps nuke somebody down here.
Well, Witch Doctor has sticks if he wants to use that cask.
There it is. Not gonna bounce though. Zany got himself.
He has no shroud. Yeah, there is no 3 dance, so they can't really catch him. And he got that shroud again, so he's gonna survive. Senny, however, like he was never in any true danger. 1200 HP on that Undying. Ridiculous.
Did use the Mango though, so if you get to a point where you just exhaust the mana for the Undying, then one of 2 things happen. Either he just stands around the lane being useless, Curry almost died to just bound to strike and right clicks, or he just ends up going to the tier 2 to deny himself and then return to the lane with full health, full mana.
That's more casual right now, just a casual suicide, right?
Yeah.
You go to that tier 2, you kind of take one to the head from the tower, you fall down, you respawn with full mana, you come back to the lane and you're fine. That's usually what you want to be doing. If you stand around, like mid lane, he might go on Supreme again. He has Blink, he's going.
Rearm takes forever.
Yeah, so this lane, once Nisha gets levels, is just impossible for Tinker. You can't rearm on time. Like, he didn't even get a lucky crit there, so...
Well, time to farm jungle, I guess. No one's really been stacking it up all that much.
Bot lane, Yapsor falls. They even missed the dunk on him, but... Like, secrets...
Well, he uses skewer. Is he dead here as well? A couple of right clicks here, the call to drag him back, and yeah. Don't need a dunk for that one either. Top lane. Oh, now there's a tree dance. You do see Zany. Trying to slow him down. Tombstone goes in. Too much mana left here, and they can start to right click at it, but it should give them enough time to get the hell out. But Nisha has something else in mind. Follow up, Boundless Strike. Curry still has W. Tries to TP away. There's nothing left to cancel it.
Yeah, pretty good escape by him there. Realizing they have no more stuns. Ports out and makes the rotation from PA completely useless and wasted. I would just want to say I really like Axe's phase boots. I think that item right now on Axe is amazing. Gives you armor, also makes you able to catch on to the target so you can use that call.
Yep.
Pretty good
made for
item
string
choice.
heroes, right? Armor, attack speed, it's something that you don't necessarily get from your stats.
It's really good. I'm happy he took it.
Lane Supreme lost in the rivers. I was waiting in the back. There's a Winter's Curse though. There should be enough time for them to set up. Follow-up call here. This is going to be a dead Phantom Assassin. This time the dunk will connect. Monkey King. Mid one picked up a double damage rune here, but there's no real way into this fight.
So actually really well anticipated by Hippomaniacs. You have two options. You either send this Tinker to jungle, or you create a trap around him and just wait for the next time PA is going to pounce. Yep. She pounced, but she just got her head smashed in by Axe, so pretty well played. Saberlight, during the drafting stage, I said that this Axe is gonna be alright, puppy, goodbye. But this Axe is gonna be the hero that propels Hippos throughout the mid game, and I really felt strongly about it that he has to have a really good early game into the mid game. And right now he's having a good time. Right now he's moving towards that Vanguard. It's not perfect timing, right? But he has got phase boots as well, so it's normal.
Can't really fault a hero that's sitting on the top of the net dwarf chart. So if he's slow, then everyone else is slow as well. But Nisha, he's pretty damn fast on his feet. On the cover of Blur here, double Boundless Strike, jumping in here. Curry can protect himself. Zany, not so much. Another TP out. That being said though, Muff comes in to help his friend. But they should be able to stick around. Maybe not with that Winter's Curse. Mid one not being caught by it, but it gives Zany enough time. The Supreme has taken over. The fences of disruption coming through. There's Yapsor. To turn us around, but without follow-up, Zany should be absolutely fine. Mid one, okay, Boundless Strike is not enough. And oh, he is indeed.
Oh, Tinker.
So is Zany though, dying to the ultimate as Tinker. Does he want to jump? Cannot for another couple of seconds. There's the heals coming through, but mid one ready to dive. A couple of right clicks here and there. Tower shots starting to hit, but that's a big crit to finish the job perfectly timed. Curry could perhaps take over. No scythe, used it earlier for the Witch Doctor, but a couple of right clicks here with the Q, with the Death Bolts following him. Not quite, not quite. Witch Doctor. It was like 30 or 40 health points left on Nisha. Then with a jump,
at the same time, Saberlight did take down Monkey King on top lane, but I mean, these trades, honestly, I'm not certain just how much this Axe is gonna be able to do. He has 1,000 gold now after finishing that Vanguard just a minute ago, so he's propelled himself on top of the network, like far away from this PA even, almost 1,000 gold. But you have to understand that there's a lot of weight lying on his red big shoulders. Yeah, he's beef, yeah, he's buffed, but at the same time, there's a lot that he has to do, and I'm not certain if he's gonna be able to do it alone or not.
We'll find out at some point, Puppy. Level 5. Not that he could do much up against Necrophos anyway, even if he bounce a cask off the neutral camp. But he's getting some scouting information in. Could perhaps place a deep ward.
Yeah, it's just showing them what they're doing. This Winter Wyvern is scouted, the stacks are scouted. Perhaps ward here and wait for the Tinker. But you don't have level 6 really, so you can't really do a lot. Not on your own at least, but perhaps there's a little tree coming your way, this monkey. So maybe with him.
Well, there's a bit of a tussle down bottom. Supreme actually super low already as it jumped on him, but once again the Winter's Curse does not prevent the Boundless Strike, but it will set up for Fallout kill. Then Zai going down, another couple of right clicks here, but Nisha finds a jump to a teammate. Still being hunted down. Saberlight with his face with putting those to work, and the dunk does connect just in time. Puppy super low already here, down a half health to a single combo from Curry, and yeah, he's playing ring around Rosie. But it's more of a gauntlet here with the Scythe coming in again on this poor support. 15 seconds, it's at this point, only level 5, just doubling his respawn time, and gotta tell you, it does not feel good when you're on the receiving end of that.
Definitely. I just want to say that Wyvern is playing out of his mind so far. He's playing really well, and at the same time, it's the Axe and Wyvern that are really working together. That Winter's Curse into a call afterwards, very well played by them. But all that said, Tinker is still falling, Tinker is still dying, Tinker is still behind PA even, and that shouldn't be the case. Tinker should be actually farming much faster, especially with his travels now completed. So we have to wait and see him propel himself right now on the top of the net worth charts. We have to see him farm a lot, we have to see him actually start doing work for his team. But the problem is, he's not going to be doing a lot of work, not just yet. He at least needs that Link Dagger, I believe, and after that, perhaps. But right now, he's basically in full farming mode, full recovery mode.
Can still join fights, but if you don't have this mobility film blink to obfuscate your position inside the trees, it's so much easier to just jump on him, crit him down as a PA. As Curry being gone on, does have the Ghost Shot ready to go in a second here. And Saberlight actually with that blink reveal, turn this around, they're monkeying inside his Womb's command, doesn't even care. And now Yapso down a half health. A couple of extra, there's an extra call coming in, so control factor is there. Even with some creeps, you can start spinning, and he doesn't even need the call. Holding on to it, blinking in instead onto Zai, as he came in to try and help, but now he's down at half health. Saberlight wants to commit. Bit of damage being done and finds the skew up to the high gun. Rocket chasing him. Is that another blink? Only in 3 seconds here. That cooldown reduction, or cooldown increase a while back. It's really hurting Saberlight right now, but damn. So far so good. There's certain dominance. They're getting this space.
Oh, bottom lane Tinker.
Supreme.
Should be fine now.
Rearm, yeah, I think he had to cancel this rearm for the laser, but Nisha did not feel comfortable continuing the fight there.
Yeah, because he already used one March, so going in for that Tinker kill, Nisha would probably fall. He opts against it. I would rather see him go for a BKB right now, to be honest, so he can get these skills, but at the same time, I completely understand the Desolator on the PA. They have two very similar heroes, though. We haven't talked about that. This Monkey and PA, they are kind of these squishy right-clickers, right? So they fall in the same category, the category that gets completely crushed by a farmed axe.
All by 4 people rotating in on you. Saberlight gonna have to take over the charge here in a couple of seconds once the blink comes off cooldown mid-Windman. I think he saw something coming here. Suddenly sees Curry now coming out of the woods. Probably
he kind of felt
stay away.
He kind of felt it coming. No one is showing on the map, and when there's 5 people, missing from the map, you definitely don't want to be farming a lane. You just move back, you just scout it out. You just do what he's doing right now. He's gonna creep, skip, and then just jump on the trees again.
Well, there's a bit of a creep wave here. If they want, they can commit for this tower, especially with these heals coming through. The Wyvern and Necros, so it's not really slowing down the tier 1 push. But certainly if they were thinking about them sort of follow up towards the tier 2.
This level 13 axe is hitting hard, and with those phase boots, I guess he can do it. It's still not the perfect push, right? They don't really push that fast. But if this axe continues having such a good game, and if this Tinker manages to deliver, I can see Hippomaniacs just winning this game until PA and Monkey get BKBs. But once they get BKBs, I think it's gonna be very, very difficult for Hippos to do a lot.
For now, it's a Desolator from Nisha, as he's been patiently farming up the jungle, constantly getting this empowerment from Zion. This is what we've been talking about in the draft. And he's staying right up there with Curry, not so much with Saberlight, of course. His axe has 8 kills on top of his 120 last hits. But it's pretty damn good, especially if you find a DD rune.
Yeah, it's that effect of Empower. We talked about this as well.
Yeah.
It's basically PA with Empower. She just farms so much faster. And that's exactly what she's doing right now. Just running through the woods, farming.
Teamfight bringing
Mid
in.
lane.
Disruption to start with. The Demon still going for quite a while here. And that's, oh god, and we discuss once again. Move just so freaking good with this. Curry needs a burst heal if he possibly can. Does that get some help from the Winter Wyvern? Still holding on to the Ghost Shroud. And now, turn around. Can they find something here? Supreme ready to blink in, cast a few spells, and that's at least the Witch Doctor down.
This Wyvern is always at the right position. So far, his game sense has been impeccable, and he's always been able to save his scores.
Yep.
The Wyvern is one of the best counter-initiating heroes in these situations, and I think we're gonna see it come to light, especially later on when Magnus gets that blink, which is right now, and he starts utilizing that RP, because it's gonna be even more flashier, right? Your whole team gets RP, and suddenly there's Winter's Curse, and that Magnus dies instead of your team. So it can and it should be really a good Wyvern game.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Can't really count out Hippomaniacs. He is. We've been talking about the Tinker.
Saberlight, he is kind of deep and alone, but
What kind of ways he's just walking it off, but Zeni might be in a bit more trouble, but they don't focus on him. He doesn't have a TV scroll though, so he has to walk the long way around, which should be fine. But yeah, I mean, we've been talking about the Supreme Tinker and that being one of his favorite heroes, but the same can be said for Xenion Undying and certainly move on the Winter Wyvern. This is not his first rodeo, Saberlight. Now they've gone on here with the Demonic Purge, couple of heals. Zai going in, Skewer into the RP. Pretty damn big, but where's the follow-up? There's no one actually doing anything about it, because in the backlines, Curry is just keeping them all busy. Now Saberlight with the call. Actually does connect on a Monkey King here. Scythe kind of wasted on Nisha, not really doing too much damage, but should have enough for mid one. Gets the ultimate up, but just dies immediately. Nisha follow-up here in the back. He gets two nice little crits over on the supports. Yeah. Of course, without Tinker there, there's no sustained damage. Saberlight will lose his own life.
It's just the way the way Secret pulled that fight off, honestly.
Yeah.
That RP onto 3, yeah, it looked like it didn't have any damage, right? But it does allow Secret to not to have a free engagement with the PA on the other side of that fight.
Yeah.
So she can just do whatever she wants to. Overall, it's just these small outplays by Secret, and at the same time, I'm not certain if Axe had a blade mail there. I think I'm certain he had it, but I think it wasn't delivered yet, and they still went to fight, which is maybe I'm not certain on this though. But in any case, they just got outplayed there, and that's why Secret is Secret. It's just that even
they also saw Zeni skewer after the blink.
yeah, he's just a poor position 5 warding. It's fine, guys. Don't flame the position 5. He's just running around warding. It's his job. If he dies once in a while, it's all right. It's not a biggie. Just look at Cinderan and players like that. They die all the time. So what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all cool.
As long as you get that information, as long as...
Bot lane Tinker, mid one is on top of him. But there's Axe also coming in. And this Tinker might... Yeah, this is a great place to pause in.
Yeah, TP is also ready for move, so you can always just go back in. Don't think mid one can burst him down fast enough.
No way. There is Shadow Demon around though. Shadow Demon that we haven't talked about a lot. That Shadow Demon has a Netherlands and Kaya and is building into Yasha, so he's gonna have Yasha Kaya? What's it called? Kaya Yasha?
Kaya and Yasha.
Yasha and Kaya. Yasha and Kaya. So he's gonna have Yasha and Kaya, and he actually like we talked about this Axe and how much impact he has had, and this Wyvern and how much impact he has had for Hippomaniacs, and I think this Shadow Demon hasn't really been super on point so far when it comes to his movements. He wasn't saving people with disruptions from let's say calls or Winter's Curses, right? But now with Tetrilance and Kaya, it's going to be much easier for Yapsur to do exactly that. And I think he's going to be maybe the bright star Team Secret 2.
This is a rearm here, actually doing a decent amount of damage, but Supreme gets a laser off and now blinks off to the side move. Instant TP is now, well, Yapsur, he's caught with a call, or maybe not.
Well,
either way, he's dead.
He died, yeah, but that's also a way to, like, all the stars die in the end, you know? Just, the light burns them out.
Kind of alone up top here, Tinker and Curry walking in. He would have psyched him again if it was off cooldowns. It's only just
another star, shining star dies, and that's it. Anyway, I'm not certain why Puppy died on top, perhaps some warding mission or something like that, but on bottom lane, Yeah, but on bottom lane, even if you push a tower like that and they kill you, it's
Yeah.
fine because you force them to rotate. This Necro is now on top, and that's kind of decent. But at the same time, Shadow Demon on bottom lane, he dies, but Monkey King survives, and that's if you're secret, you're completely fine with that. You're actually satisfied,
In the meantime, PA
considering
just
that it
keeps
could have been
farming.
much worse.
Nisha even got another DD rune.
Top lane?
Top though? Okay, that's a bit of a better kill.
They're actually getting them all the time, and they're finding these kills.
Yeah,
Secret is.
It's only so often you can say, oh yeah, he's dead, but it's fine. He's dead, he's
Yeah,
fine. If that happens 10 times in a
not-
row, it's a bit of a different question. But now, it's a
Exactly.
bit of a fight in mid. His Morph's kind of flying across the tree line, stabilizes around there. Oceana's actually being taken by Phantom
Ishka has
Assassin here.
DD.
So they're just
gonna
keeping
be
him
very-
busy.
Yeah, they're just occupying them while Nisha is taking Rosh.
Wolf almost dies actually. He does take out to Yapso. They have no idea. Nisha almost got through this big guy right here.
Yeah. Double damage PA. Just easy pickings for him. And he has that BKB as well, by the way. He's gonna port out now.
Straight up TP.
Yeah. Had to. Zai is dead. There's no reason to fight them there.
Dire's middle tower
So just
is
wait
under
for a
attack.
better opportunity.
Make things a little bit awkward going forward, I would imagine, if Team Secret... I mean, they could just start grouping up right now, right? Just have the Aegis in front, BKB at the ready. Just lay down
Yep.
Wuken's command around the tower.
It's problematic because you're playing versus Tinker. If you manage to somehow pick him off first, it's gonna be much easier. As Tinker and Wyvern are always gonna be able to just slowly thwart your opportunities and your attempts to take a tower. They're just gonna spam, and you're gonna have to go back at some point.
Oh, mid-one, they actually taunt him here. Glimmer Cape comes out, but he's still attacking. So it doesn't actually protect him, and even if it did, there's his end reward ready to go. Such a good catch here, they saw him jumping. They reacted instantly.
Are fortified.
And now,
So far, impeccable gameplay by Hippomaniacs. Catching Secret left, right, and center, just doing what they have to do in this game. They have to be stomping in order to be anywhere close to winning this game, right? But I'm still worried for them. I'm still very skeptical. And honestly, it's not only the fact that they are Hippomaniacs. If you just remove these tags away, and I didn't see that they were playing versus Secret, I would still be
being
worried.
gone on it. What the hell? He just disappeared. Stabilize next to this, but does get the call off on top of the Winter Curse, though. I guess they're just running away, but can they actually get out of here? I mean, Supreme's laying down some covering marches, but mid one finds him, but to blink away. Just in time. Should be able to make it out with the chain links. Stabilize a bit of a
however.
different story. Yeah, he should be saying goodbye there.
I
So maybe a
actually
bit too
thought
deep that
mid
time.
one is gonna catch him with the Boundless Strike there, that he's gonna catch Tinker as well. But I guess he opted not to.
Curry being gone on a couple of TPs into the shrine, to the tower. Curry was just pushing this tier 2. He should end up dropping here sooner or later. Does have a blade mail of his own. It's a bit of damage in return, but
It's just Yapsor's damage output right now is gonna skyrocket. Like this hero, once he gets levels and mana regen and is able to just spam out Shadow Poison all the time, you're gonna find yourself in a lot of issues if you're Necro or even this Axe, because he doesn't care how tanky you are. The function of Shadow Poison is exponential, and the more like it just skyrockets after I think 5 or 4 or 5 stacks at
I
this
think
point.
5 is max stacks. Or the max multiplier or whatever.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah,
But,
max stacks the multiplier is 5.
yeah.
So after 5, this axe is rip.
1, 2, 4, 8, 16 times the stack damage. So yeah, that's a lot.
Plus the soul
Let's take it up
catcher
to
that's
5,
gonna have
yeah.
his HP. Not great.
We're smoking up a little bit here, setting up for this tier 1 tower, which is still actually survived up until this point on the Radiant side, which is kind of a win on his own. But Hippomaniacs maybe gearing up for counter
Radiant's
smoke.
top tower is under
If one
attack.
available, doesn't look like it.
Radiant's
Yeah, they don't have
structures
it,
are
and for them to run up top, they have to go through high ground, and it's very difficult. This Necro is in the right position, but the problem is how do you approach the Necro? How do you do anything? This ward is really good from Sammy, as he's gonna scout the Magnus. This is basically the high ground that I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's very hard for them to just run uphill there, especially versus a PA that has a BKB and Aegis. Now a Basher on top of that.
The one problem that I'm seeing though is right now Nisha is the only one who has this kind of crazy net worth. If you look at the next 3 heroes, it's all Radiant, and there's a couple of them especially Saberlight. Right? We've been talking about this Blink, Blade Mail. That could still put the Phantom Assassin in a position where, if nothing else, Nisha has to just walk away. I mean, right now the Aegis is still there, but only for under a minute. So Secret might be looking for fights sooner rather than later.
I think that the hero that you have to watch when say all that, and when you think about the game like that, is Shadow Demon. As long as he manages to disrupt Axe or the PA, if she gets called, she shouldn't have any problem surviving through the initial call, and after that she can just jump around on anyone. It is problematic what you have just stated, though, that their cores are behind Radiant cores, every single other hero, but at the same time Shadow Demon is ahead of his Monkey King, so there's that. You have one extra core, I suppose, in this Yapsor, as this guy is always on top. This guy always has so much farm. It's basically an extra core for Secret.
Well, it's a big question. Can you counterplay this attempt on PA? If you can't, if TA is taken out of the picture, all of a sudden you're missing like half your net worth across your team, or pretty close to it. If you can keep her alive, then obviously you can make leverage that power. Now also, might see something EDRP on 2 in the back. Mid one ready to go with a follow-up boundary strike just taken away. 2 supports immediately here, so no one discurs, no anything, but there's the call coming through on the Shadow Demon, trying to take him out, misses the dunk, but it still gets the kill. 3 for 2 trade so far, but now they can just focus on Saberlight. Nisha with the BKB, with the Basher, ready to go 1 by 1. Supreme, he made his way out with the TP. Didn't want to be a part of that any further, so God blinks across to the other side. Not sure if that's the right idea though. Mid one can get some vision here, blink across to the side. There's this Cure, he's just dodging left, right, and center. How is he still alive?
Yeah, just amazing play by Supreme, but at the same time, I'm really surprised by Mid one and his... like, he's very reluctant to use that Boundless Strike for some reason. I think he's porting in mid again, but yeah. I was actually expecting Monkey King to Boundless Strike in there. Damage is physical, but like, you cancel him, it's his rearm still, right?
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe... But still though, Supreme just played that out of his mind and survived. But his whole team, they were destroyed out of their minds. Like they couldn't do anything there. The Secret just initiated so well on 2 sides of that fight.
Yeah.
On the left side, they caught them with Magnus. On the right side with Shadow Demon and Witch Doctor. Yeah, Witch Doctor does die, but so what? You basically wipe them, and Tinker is the only one that survives.
Yeah.
This Tinker, however, does have that Aghanim's, and his laser does a lot of work. But at the same time, I'm worried about this Hex build that he's going for.
Zai, they see him, he's trying to skewer somebody down. And now Saberlight looking to punish. Is this a bait though? Triple dagger, what the hell? One of them just took away, undying immediately. Supreme is still happy, but there it is. Nisha is with the pistol blade, but he cannot rearm. Supreme can, so constant Ghost Scepters keeping him alive. Curry, a bit of a different story. So once again, they got baited in here. Zai looked like a bit of a misstep here, not finding the skewer down. The rest of the team ready to react
what
anyway.
What a player, man. What a player. with those RNG
next level
crits.
mind games, and that's
Next level crits, man. Next level 1200 HP crits on Undying. He's so good. Like, when you're a good player, you also know how to crit properly.
Yeah,
and that's it.
You just gotta press the crit button at the right time. You know, that's
exactly.
It gets unlocked at 6k
exactly
LMR.
Oh, Axe has been caught actually.
Yes. Well, to call out disruption aggressively. Supreme trying to do what he can, but Saberlight. He's gonna stay alive a little bit longer with this Winter's Curse, but there's no way out of this one, does he? Some extra heals. Zai, his Q back, trying to catch some more people. Winter's Curse only had one, mid one just bleeding out. Move in the backlines, and yeah, it's just escalating very, very quickly as it tends to do with the Phantom Assassin here. Once you get the triple stifling dagger as well, haven't really talked much about it. It's basically 3 chances to crit somebody down, and not to mention the cleave attached to it.
Yeah, and especially when you're some measly little support with low HP, you just get critted. 1 crit and I'm die, basically.
Curry is doing it, committing in, but Yapso on point. Curry trying to save him again with the Golden Embrace, but also Supreme caught with a couple of daggers here, big crit. Just going for bad as well. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a GG call coming out soon.
Well, they don't have any tier 2s, so Secret can just go roll down bottom now as well. They don't have BKB on PA, so that's maybe a little bit problematic, but I think they can go.
Tinker for 55.
Yeah,
Tinker
you shouldn't be
at
afraid.
this point.
Well, there's Axe coming in very soon. He has that Blade Mail Blink. Like, maybe they can do something with him, but if you go and you just die now with Axe, you lost the game 100%.
Yeah, so
But
like
Secret...
just staying behind. I mean, this entire game, Secret's positioning has been pretty damn good here in the middle of these team fights.
Yeah. Even though they got, like, handled during the laning stage and later on, this Axe was making so much space. Still, just isn't enough.
Going on, Curry tentatively walking in. Probably actually taking a lot of damage with this curse to finish him off, so that's something. But actually,
Yeah, but now you lost
does he
your
die?
Winter's Curse. Yeah.
Happy got him in the end anyway with Maladin, I guess. It feels bad,
that's
man.
GG. Yeah, it's very hard. Like, I honestly saw this problem for Hippomaniacs, and that's the fact that they aren't gonna ever be able to take down objectives with this draft. I mean, eventually any draft is able to take down objectives, right? Because you just become so, like, your right clicks hurt at level 25, it doesn't matter. But at this point and stage in the game, it's very hard for them to even go rush. Like, with what do you take down rush, right? Like, you can fight around it, but you can never take it. So your whole team is amazing when it comes to catching people and killing them off. You have this Axe that calls, and then Tinker ports in. It's all good. It's all good and dandy. It's sweet, but once that Nisha gets an Aegis, he just jumps in and destroys you. And yeah, Nisha, what a player! What crits, man! Wow.
Well, safe to say the Team Secret strategy worked out quite nicely here. Didn't really break too much of a sweat. Apart from laning stage again, looked pretty damn well for the longest time. But Secret knew it's doesn't really matter. You can catch up. You can get to where you need to be without Hippomaniacs really having the tools to stop you from doing it. So they put the 1 point up on the board. This is a best of 3 though, so we'll be back with the next game in just a few moments time, so stay tuned.